Hey y'all, welcome NoToadsBarred. Yeah, the last couple weeks have been a lot of fun to watch, huh? Yeah, I'm talking about politics. Me personally, I don't belong to any political party. I don't support any political party. But it's been a lot of fun watching the transitions go on over the last, 4 or 5 months. Uh, Donald Trump has got the Republican quote-unquote establishment just standing on their ear, and watching them dance around him has been a blast. And on the other side, there's no doubt about it that the Bernie Sanders movement has got the entire Democratic side completely screwed. Their heir apparent, Hillary, is just stepping on it with golf shoes left and right, left and right, left and right. And Bernie just cruising along. Now, like I said, I don't support either party. Me personally, being pretty much a constitutional Republican in the term of the style of government, not the party. At this point in time, I'm actually watching Bernie Sanders because I'm enjoying it. I've been saying for years that the Republican Party has pretty much shifted now, in especially the post-Reagan years, into something that kind of looks like the Democratic Party did in the 50s. And the Democratic Party has shifted into something that's very, very closely resembling the American Socialist Party of the 30s and 40s, pre-World War II. I try to keep things pretty simple, and the populist movements, whether it be on the Republican or Democrat side, are obviously coming out. You can see that. Trump is really just keying in on the anger of people who perceive us as being perceived to be weak around the world, really getting into the side of the Republican Party that's just sick and tired of what's been going on with the freebies, and the big business people who are kind of happy to see things going along the way they are. They don't like a populist. So you've got, Trump is keying in on American anger as far as, rah, 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 wave the flag, all that. And Bernie Sanders is, without a doubt, the flag carrier for the gimme free stuff side of people. The people who maybe aren't so interested in making it on their own. Maybe they're incapable, maybe they're, lazy. You can look at it any way you want, but the bottom line is, Bernie Sanders is an unavowed democratic socialist. Does that mean he's a communist? No, he's not a communist, but is he the kind of person who definitely would support taking away from individuals who are successful and then turning around and giving it to individuals who, for one reason or another, are not successful? Well, yeah, that's what socialists do. The problem with that, of course, as soon as you run out of other people's money, you can no longer support the people you promised to give free stuff to. So there's a fundamental flaw with that. Same thing with Trump. You can't go around and say you're going to police the world, you're going to build walls, you're going to do all of this stuff to make America stronger when you don't have a manufacturing base, when you have a large percentage of the population who are dependent on society from the smallest to the largest amount for them. You just can't have that. Now, the funny thing about this is, I agree with Trump in a lot of ways, but I also agree with Sanders. I just don't agree with the way Sanders wants to do it. Just straight out taxing people and then giving it away, man, that just never works. It's trying to increase the opportunity for people makes more sense. You know, having, I guess you could say one of my biggest bugaboos is the monopoly laws. There's another term for it I can't think of, just antitrust. You know, we had robber barons because we could. And, you know, we broke up, the government broke up, I believe it was U.S. Steel. They broke up the Bells back in the, I guess that was the late 70s, early 80s. Obviously, the Clinton administration tried to break up Microsoft. Now, I'm not a big, let's just say I don't mind when our laws are made such that a small amount of people cannot easily control a large piece of a market from an individual market standpoint. I guess what I'm trying to say is the idea of taxing somebody simply because they earn a lot of money goes against everything that I believe everything that our nation stands for. But to go after, whether it be an individual, a large corporation, a holding company, which is a whole other subject in and of itself, that does control and manipulate a large part of the market, is something I'm not going to say no to. I kind of support that. I don't have a problem with that. You know, some of the things I've pondered were, you know, if you want to have a gigantic corporation, fine, break it up and make it at the very least individual state level, not on a federal level. In other words, you know, if Microsoft is, what's Microsoft, excuse me. Let's just say that Microsoft exceeds an amount of the market. Let's say Microsoft gets to the point where they have, just pick a trigger number, 75% of the market. You know, at that point, if they were, by law, had to diversify into 50 companies, just right off the bat, and then compete with each other, yeah, I don't have a problem with that. Let Bill Gates or whomever profit handsomely from the sale, the breakup. You know, bring it out on a bid basis, an auction, if you will, and let Bill Gates go ahead and profit. I mean, if he broke up Microsoft into 50 companies and had to sell them to individuals of different states, well, he'd make a pretty dang good profit, and then you create 50 companies to compete against each other. And I'm not saying that's the greatest idea in the world, but I do like the idea more of knocking down controlling companies than to allow them to keep the power and just tax the snots out of them so you can turn around and give free stuff to other people. That's where the problem for me lies. Yeah, I'll be interested to see your comments.